I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Just trip back from Iowa. Obviously, I'm here because my mother wouldn't want it any other way. So we'll coach the game and coach the next one tomorrow, and then we'll get back and take care of business.
Did she have a big impact on you as an athlete growing up, or was she just got you to practice?
She had a big impact because she had 9 of us, and I was the last one. So lots of games. I said she 94 years, 9 kids, and about 80,000 games watched. Her final stats. So certainly impactful.
That's good data.
Yeah, good dad. Take that for dad.
Did you, as Michael says, as the baby, did you get any kind of special treatment in the family?
Never. Treated just like everybody else, Jonesy.
All right, well, I guess we're going to treat this game like everybody
Yeah,
else.
that's right. Another tough game.
Kawhi available tonight?
Kawhi is not playing tonight. He's going to be. He hurt his hip towards the end of the last game. Did go through shoot around today. We were hoping he was going to pass the test and go, but it's a little too sore, and we're going to hold him out.
And, well, I guess to look ahead, no status for tomorrow, up in the air still? Or?
Yeah, up in the air still. Yeah. I mean, if his hip's good, he'll go.
Yeah.
Nothing other than trying to get his hip ready right now. That he just recently dinged a little bit.
How does it change what you might do tonight? I mean, it looked like he was going to go. You're on a plane flying back. Your assistants are running practice. How does that factor in?
I knew he was questionable already, right? So, and I knew coming into a doubleheader, there's always a question too of what we're doing. So, again, just flexible, and you take what comes. And I mean, it changes a little bit. I mean, there's a couple of really good big in and out players here on this team we're facing, right? So it's like. It thins us out there with some versatility at guard, and those guys that, Harris and Gallinari can both go in and out in that kind of position that Kawhi would be playing. So, OG's going to have to step up and play. We're probably going to have to play a little smaller at times, with Kyle and Fred, and we're probably going to have to play a little bigger at times, and maybe we see some surge in JV back together again.
You talked about Kyle needing to be more aggressive, look for a shot more. Kyle's talked about it. With Kawhi being out tonight, does that give Kyle another kind of added opportunity to look for a shot a little bit more?
Yeah, I think again, I'm a big take what comes to you guy, but he's obviously in a slump where he's not scoring. I just want him to take any opportunities, right? I think there's, for me, he needs to get inside the 3-point line and find some drives and find some mid-rangers, and I may even post him up a few times if we get there, just to in all seriousness, just again to get him flowing. But again, with Kawhi out, it'll open up some shots and open up some of the offense will look different tonight. Obviously, it does. It's just the way it is, and he's going to have to contribute, or we're gonna have a tough time.
Nick, how do you handle a team like this? I mean, they're not your conventional NBA team where there's one guy that you center on.
Yeah.
They're pretty well balanced. They got a lot of different guys that can hurt you. How do you prepare for that?
Yeah, it's a really, really good question, because that's what, as I was coming out here and watching the film and looking at them, it's just like, they got a bunch of guys that have been pretty good scorers on a lot of teams around the league, right? So it's not just like 3 or 4. There's like 8 or 9 guys that could go for a night here, right?
Yeah.
And they've done in their careers. So it's just a matter of, I guess seeing which way they go with their lineups and their rotations, and see who they're going to or who's going, and then we make our adjustments as we go. It's not like you can like game planning for us. Kawhi's going to take 20 plus shots, right? That's coming, and you don't really know with these guys, especially with Lou's out tonight too. So that's coming off the bench, and that's not there either. So we're going to have to take a look at who's got it going for them and adjust our matchups accordingly, and it makes them an interesting and different team to play.
Nick, obviously, if they had a top-line superstar, like you said, that presents its own challenge. In the regular season, how hard is that when you have maybe a day or two when it's 9 guys? Is that a big advantage for them?
Well, I think it's a really interesting advantage for them, again, because I think he probably kind of reminds me of coaching in the teams I've coached before overseas. We really knew who was going to be our guy that night, right? And I think it's a good problem, right? It's again, so many guys that are capable, is always a good problem for a coach. So it's just different.
The rookie Shea, how Shea was out there. Does he look like a kind of rookie you can attack? Or do you try to sort of try and find out?
He looks like a rookie that could score a little bit to me. Yeah. So and he's long, right? And he's long. I don't know. I think tonight we're in a situation where our offense is going to have to generate the shots, not necessarily the players themselves, right? It's going to have to, to throw the same question back at us. Where's our offense going to come from tonight? Well, it's got to come from everybody, and it's got to come from the framework of our offense and sharing the basketball and doing running our open offense at its highest level tonight.
I mean, between Avery and Beverly, and I mean, Shea's pretty potentially good defender. That's got to be one of the tougher rotations to score at.
Yeah, well, we'll find out about Shea tonight, but we certainly have found out about Beverly and Avery Bradley over the years when he was with Boston, right? He used to really come in and go after our guys, and DeMar and Kyle a lot, and I'm sure he's ready. And Patrick Beverly, I've coached before, and he always seems to, and I think him and Kyle are friendly, let's say. So I think he's motivated to play against us always as well.
Nick, we're about a quarter away.
As a team, how do you game plan for Montrezl, the energy that he brings?
Well, it's tough, right? The one thing that he does bring is strength and just such an intensity. I'm going to try to throw size at him. I think that's the only thing maybe that'll work. I would expect him. I just think if you match somebody that's lighter than him or smaller than him, he's going to throw him under the basket and take the ball and put it back in. So, it's going to be a job for probably Serge and JV tonight.
Nick, you're about a quarter of the way through this now with Kawhi. Where are you guys at in terms of his comfort levels? And are there specific things you see from him that kind of tell you he's settling in a new situation for the first time as a pro?
Well, he's certainly playing, a little bit better, I think, and I think his health we're almost to the point where it's. I mean, this is a separate little thing that you're going to have. Every players have come and go throughout the season, right? I think from his historical health standpoint, I think we're almost done with that, right? Not quite, but we're almost there. We're just playing, and we've ramped up the minutes. He's playing a lot more. There's no like restrictions per quarter or per stint or per game anymore, and we were kind of targeting this back-to-back as a possible that he would play both, so we're getting closer on that. There's still, I think, a lot to learn as far as just chemistry and us jiving with him and him learning our guys and us figuring out exactly how we're doing some things, but it looks pretty good to me, and his defense is pretty good too.
His contract is what it is. Everybody knows it.
Yep.
Is it something that, I mean, you're obviously so busy in the season in itself, but do you kind of keep tabs on how's he feeling here? I mean, is that in your
Yeah, I mean, I do, but I mean, I know what you're asking here, right? But you got to keep tabs like that on all your guys, really,
Sure.
How they're feeling and what's going on. There's that's what really. You asked me the biggest difference between last year and this year for me. That's it. Is there's a heck of a lot more conversations going on with these guys about more global subjects, right? Like how you doing in general, how you feeling, how can we help you, what can we do, whatever. And you're right, it is busy, and I really don't think about many of those external things. I consider that his contract situation an external thing. I just don't, because I don't know, man. It seems like every day we're either playing a game or getting ready for one or getting on a plane, and there comes another one, and that's what you're consumed with.
Coach, what's been the key to your early success, and what will be the key to maintaining it?
Defense, both of them, is the answer to both those questions. I think we've really made a good commitment to defense, and I still say that there's a lot of improvement there to make. And I think if we can get a couple of guys playing offense a little bit better, if that makes any sense, then they'll be able to have some longer stints and get better chemistry on the defensive end and do the things defensively we want them to do. I think there's some growth defensively to be made on an already good defensive team.
What do you think as far as being number one in the NBA? How surprised are you, or is that an expectation?
Yes, both of those answered. I mean, we knew we had a good team. We didn't know if we'd gel together, right? But again, we kind of our organization expects to kind of be in these situations. Our team does, our staff does, and and we'll see if we can keep it going, man. It's a really good test again tonight. We're looking forward to it. I mean, I think, to me, they're all tests. You know, the game. Like I said, there's no bad teams. There's just some funny records sometimes, right? It's a good team on their home floor that's hungry for a win, and we are too. So it'll be a good game.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Yep.